All right, we are here with my rock star client, Damian. What's up, bro? How are you?
What's up, man? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, man, always, always. I just wanted to thank you for your time, bro, for showing up, making time for this, and let's get right into it. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, sweet, bro. So talk to me a little bit about what you were doing, what were your struggles with before joining the program?
Was like you would go to the gym, you would do like what you think was best for you, but you really had no sense of direction and like, okay, you have a goal and it's like how to best achieve this goal. You really just like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up some dumbbells, I'm gonna bench, I'm gonna squat, but you don't really like know the little things like the form, your homework as far as like when you're working out and how to work out and why to work out these certain movements and how they help you achieve your goal.
Awesome. Yeah, bro. That's a big one too. And you're not the only person that struggles with that. Like, even for me, I struggled with following the structure in the
Yeah.
gym. And it kind of seems like that's what you were struggling with as well. And when you joined the program, how was it like adapting to a structure, using the app, following a program? How did that feel? Was it kind of weird? Was it awkward or was it smooth?
I think it was a smooth transition. I think it was very helpful. I feel like what I do is very time sensitive. So when I enter the gym, I like to know like, all right, this is what I got to do. You do this, you do it well, you do it as best as you can. You get in, you get out, you get your workout in, right? But for the most part, it was fairly easy. You click, you get your workout. I think what really helped me was timing in between sets. I think I would
Mhm.
take too much time in between sets so that like pump that you have would go away, but it kept you, if anything, it pushed you. So you really feel like that sore muscle at the end. You really feel like you had a good workout. I think
Yeah, I
that
love
was the
that.
most thing, but it was a very easy, honestly.
Cool, bro. Yeah, that makes me happy to hear. You joined the program. We've been working together for about five, almost 6 months now. So what are some of the things that you're proud of for achieving over these past 5, 6 months?
Oh man, I think that I pushed myself having you as my coach and like being busy. I think it's very easy to have that excuse of like, damn, I didn't just have time today. But having the ability of like already having your workouts ready, and it's like, you can really like be tired in a sense and use that excuse, but then you're like, you know what? No, like it's dope that I have you as an encouragement and a motivator. Be like, hey, bro, just do it. Like, get shit done. You know what I mean? This is probably the most consistent I've ever been in the gym at a consistent basis. I think like we spoke about in total that I've lost like in total now I've lost 15 pounds. And it's not
Oh,
just like that like depleted like water weight or something. Like I can feel the fat like just leaving my body, like my body feels better. I feel more energized. I feel more hydrated. I'm drinking electrolytes as we speak. Learned so much, and I think all as a whole that's a big accomplishment for me because I've gained so much knowledge on like still being able to enjoy those foods. You don't have to completely let them go. You just got to know why and and when to do them. And just like it helped me a lot with, like I said, busy, but you also have life. Like you have family parties. You have like restaurants or meetings you're going to take that are at restaurants or something, and those are going to come up. So on a nutrition standpoint, you taught me a lot. And where like, hey, you can get your protein in here if you're gonna have like a bunch of carbs at the end. It's just kind of like space it out, and I think that helped a lot.
yeah, I love it, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
Anything in moderation is key. I mean,
Right.
everything I talk about online and all my reels and all my stories, hey, I keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like
do. I love
I
the transparency, dude.
yeah, bro, I appreciate that. It's I'm not marketing some type of crazy tactic that like
Mm.
you can eat whatever you want and then you join the program and then you're like, I'm telling you, no, you can't have carbs, you can't do this. It's none of that. I do practice what I preach, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when it came down to learning how to have certain foods or maybe being okay with having some cookies or some chips, like how has that affected your relationship with food or even the gym or like your journey? Any impact at all?
I think in a sense of like having those, I think like bad foods in a sense, like honestly it feels good because you feel like you earned it. So you're just like, okay, I can have this and it won't damage my progress. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big food guy. I love to eat, I love to eat. So I felt like once I got in the consistent mindset, you start to pay attention to like what you're eating and you realize like, oh damn, I'm eating a lot of like this, or I can cut that off, not as a whole, but just like get more of the protein in, get more of the clean carbs, and like get more of the clean like veggies, fruits, and stuff. It really helped because at the end of the day, you know, you have work. Sometimes you want to finish a day with something sweet, you
Mhm.
know, but because you're tracking your calories and you're making sure you're eating good foods and stuff, you can have that and still have progress. And I think that really helped a lot.
Yeah, I love it,
Yeah.
bro. That's what it's about, you know, not cutting out certain foods where it's still like you enjoy this, you enjoy that, you're seeing the progress, you're feeling good about yourself. And that's something I want to touch on as well, bro. Like you've made a lot of not only physical progress, but like mental progress as
Oh yeah.
well. And we had a lot of conversations over the past few months of us working together. So when it comes down to you investing into yourself, you know,
Mm.
obviously you took a chance on yourself. Not a lot
Yeah.
of people are willing to invest into themselves. So, what would you say to that one person who's maybe a little hesitant? Like, what was the value you got?
Well, to give you a straight answer, just do it. I would tell that person, just do it. Because I think that when you think about life, there's always going to be something else, something that's going to keep you busy, something that stopped you from it, like all the time, right? So I think once you take the time and press the brakes and be like, you know what, I'm going to do this. You know, in a lifespan, what's 6 months or what's a year or what, you know, how would that change me? And you won't know until you do it. So you have to, you know, pull that plug and be like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. Let's all in, like, and see where that gets me. If anything, it's gonna benefit you.
Right.
So I think for me specifically, I've never done this before. This is unknown territory for me. But like I said, I really had like I love how honest you are, transparent you are. You like I had a good vibe. And when we talked and stuff, it was really like comforting knowing like, all right, I feel good doing this. And then once I, you know, got into it, learned so much, it was just like, oh, dude, I am so glad that I did and I joined this and I learned this and I'm progress. Like everything that I thought it could be happened, you
Let's
know?
go.
And then
Yeah.
the crazy part was like the thought of like, imagine if I didn't do this. So I'm so glad I'm making that decision because I feel like a lot of most people's worries are like, well, what if this doesn't go right? Or what if I don't like this? Or what? Well, you won't know until you do it. So at least if you do it, you'll have that answer of, you know what? I tried it. I loved it. I'm very glad I did it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Big time,
So,
bro. It's like,
yeah,
what's the best that can happen? Not just what's the worst. You know what I mean? What's the
exactly.
best case scenario if I do try and go all in
Yeah.
to
I
the
feel
best
like
of my life?
Yeah, I feel like if you go in with that mentality, what's the best that can happen? Most likely, you know, you're gonna find that. If you go into something like what's the worst that can happen, you're leading with already negative energy. You know what I mean? You'll make the best of what you get. And
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? So what I got from this was just like so many great things. I can
Yeah,
honestly say I learned so much. And I tell that to my family to this day.
really.
Yeah, man, for sure. I've learned so much in nutrition, also like the physical working out, the mentally, like you know, we've had multiple talks about like just that positive talk or just realizing like the small things matter, noticing the little wins and like being proud about it. Don't leave it up to like other people to give you that answer. Like, are you proud about it? You're self motivating yourself. You can do it. You know what I mean? And you find that inner confidence, I think, and it builds off. Like it's honestly all just a cycle. Whether it's the eating, whether it's the working out, whether it's the mental state, like all that. And once it works, you don't want to stop.
You become unstoppable, bro. Like you feel
You really
like
do.
you just nothing can stop you. You're gonna do whatever you want. You're gonna achieve all your goals. And even when you do get knocked down, you come at it from a perspective of like, well, what's the solution here? Like,
Hmm.
how can I get out of this? How can I do better? What can I do differently to avoid that happening again? Rather than like, woe is me, everything happens to me, my life sucks, and always having an excuse. So that gave me chills, bro. Like hearing that, that inner confidence, like how you said, it's big time because a lot of work has come within that. So the fact that
Hmm.
you felt that through our conversations, that you've earned that trust within yourself. That makes me super happy, bro. So that does mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, for
awesome.
sure. 1,000%, man.
That's awesome. Last thing, bro, is like, how would you describe my coaching style? And if I can do anything to improve as a coach, anything at all.
I think if I were to touch on that subject, I feel like for you being my coach, well, one thing is like, we've had a past history just because, we've known each other for so long. But I think, sharing a little bit of like a vulnerability with you and how you coached me through all that, I think like I've learned not just how to exercise, but why. I feel like I'm always like a question person. That's like, why? Why? You know what I mean? And you can only go so far, but you always had that patience with me of like really taking the time and explaining. And then like making sure like you're not just telling me words, but you knew like at the other end of the screen or something, like I know he knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
went that extra mile for me. Or if I had like a day, I feel like how we've had those talks where I've have days where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on this and I'm on this and I'm hitting all my gold bars and I'm hitting all my nutrition and I'm hitting like PRs in the gym, you know what I mean? And you're like, that's good, that's good. And then like one day out of that momentum, I'm like, Joe, like, damn, I didn't go for like 2 days or I had that like downhill. And the way you responded, you're like, it's okay. I knew this was going to come, but that's what it's all about. Not everything's perfect. Not everything has to go the right way, the best PRs, the best nutrition. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about that, like, struggle too. Because how can you get better? You got to fail. You got to struggle. You got to go through those bad moments to appreciate the good ones, right? So I felt like you coaching me through each and every step. It was like, a good momentum builder and knowing that I had like a person who's been through that who can help navigate me through all the bumps in the road.
Damn, bro, that's big time right there. It's
Yes,
all love
sir.
on my end, bro.
Yes,
Like that,
sir,
that
bro.
right
Yes,
there is where it's
sir.
at. I do take pride in chasing impact, bro. And the fact that this is coming from you and like it's coming from the heart, like that
Always.
makes me super happy because it's not just about working out. It's not just about nutrition. It's about who you become in the process and how you
Exactly.
can learn to like love that person in the process and be okay with being imperfect as a perfectionist, bro, like that's been a huge work in progress on my end. So hearing that from you is like it's just music to my ears, bro. It makes me super happy. I'm super proud of you too, man. Like, thank
Appreciate
you
it,
for
bro.
the opportunity to help you get into the best shape of your life and more importantly, the trust in not only me, but in yourself, right? Like you gave
Yeah.
yourself that trust, right? You gave
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
the opportunity to even try. And here you are, bro, 5, 6 months later in a completely different mental, physical, and emotional headspace.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and it's always that like, damn, I'm glad I took a chance on it. I'm glad I took a chance on myself. So for somebody who's on the fence, bro, they're just kind of like they see me posting my clients. I'm always bragging about my clients, bro.
Yeah,
That's like one of my favorite things to do.
yeah.
So they see that, they see this Forever Fit Academy, and they're just like, it looks cool, but I don't know. They're just kind of watching from the sidelines. What would you say to that person, bro?
I would say that, dude, there's a whole world that you have no idea. And if you just take the time and just jump in it, great things will happen. I think that, you don't have to do it yourself also. Like, bro, I'm the biggest, like, prideful type of guy, but you're going to have those downtimes. And it's dope when you can lean on other people who are going through the same thing and you can get through it together. It's not just you. You got a whole team that's like, bro, they applaud you, they'll encourage, they're very accepting, understanding, and like we'll have like when we have those meetings and stuff, like, dude, you can say whatever struggles you have, or even like, bro, I hit this PR and I'm stoked. You
Yeah,
know, you'll have the people that are just excited as to hear that, like, dude, you hit a PR, like, great, like, you know what I mean? Let's keep it going, like,
yeah,
and I think for that person, I'm just like, yeah, just to bring it full circle is like, bro, at some time you just got to take a chance on yourself. And I think that this Forever Fit Academy is a great start to that. I think if you would take the time and do it, you would see a lot of great things that you never saw it through that lens. And I think that by taking chance in the Forever Fit Academy, great things will start to happen in your life, not only just physically, but just in every problem in general.
yeah, bro. Come
Yes,
on
sir.
now. That's a
Yes,
mic
sir.
drop right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, for anybody who's listening to this as inspiration, Damian's a living testimony of willing to take a chance on himself. He was trying things, he was going all in on himself, spinning his wheels, trying the gym, being consistent for a while, falling off track, and then just starting over again. He went all in on himself, and you heard it here. Maybe you need to re-listen to this, but this perspective that he has now is not where he was when we first started. It's not where he
Definitely.
was where he's first started. So, bro, I just want to tell you, I'm really proud of you. You're gonna inspire a lot of people with your story. A lot of people are gonna be you're gonna open their mind with a lot of what you said today. So just know that you can also carry that on your shoulders and be like, yeah, man, like I got a story worth sharing, and like somebody's gonna get inspired by it. So super proud of you as always, bro. Thank you for the opportunity to help you. And yeah, if you wanted to, you can plug your at or something if where where people can find you. And if not, bro, then just thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. On Instagram, my name is DJ Farias on Instagram, so you can always look that up, and I'm always gonna guide you towards your program and stuff, because I think that the results that I've gotten or I'm getting currently, is I think it's very mind opening, and like you said, like being a living testimony, not only like just saying words, but also having results to show for it. Because I think that's really big, and when people are like, okay, cool, I hear great things, but like, what's the show for it? And
Mhm.
I feel like me being in your Forever Fit Academy and like going through all this, I can literally have so many stories that I can tell people, so many examples that I've learned, so many things, and I think that I would definitely push them and steer them towards joining it themselves and experience it themselves.
Yeah, I love it, bro. Yeah,
Yes,
he's a
sir.
real person, you guys. He's a real person getting real results and just being proof that this works if you apply the blueprint that's given to you. Again, take it. Here you go. Here's the blueprint. It's up to you guys if you want to use it. So
Yes, sir.
thank you again for your time for this, bro. This was super insightful and honestly really reassuring for me as a coach. Like it feels nice hearing things like this of people that are getting real results and how you feel versus how you felt before. You're a completely different person, bro. And
Oh, 1000%, man.
and that makes me super happy. So that's all I got for you, bro. Let me go ahead and stop this really fast.